The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day after the market close. Tom takes your phone calls from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time using the data available at that time.
Let's go to Pete in Long Island. Hey, Pete, what's going on?
Hey, Tom. Good evening, and I want to give you a big thank you. Last night I called for your advice, and you gave me such wonderful and correct information. If you remember, I was short 3 gold stocks,
yes.
NEM, AU, and AEM.
Right.
And based on your opinion, you've been right on the mark with this. Boy, it was wonderful, Tom. I got to be honest with you. It's unbelievable what you're doing for your radio listeners.
Oh, I appreciate the call, man. Thank you so much.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Good day, money masters and treasure hunters. Welcome to the Christmas Eve, December 24th, terrific Tuesday edition of the Tom O'Brien Show. I'm your guest host, Steve Rhodes, filling in for Tom as the markets close today at 1 p.m. And what you're really listening to is my normal opening bell show, heard daily here at TFNN.com. If you're not familiar with me, folks, I'm the morning anchor here at TFNN. I kick things off every day from 9 a.m. to 11. I use a set of tools to call the market each day. They include my own proprietary trend-catching system, what I call the Rhodes Momentum trading strategy, because I believe the trend is your friend. In fact, your best friend. And if you've ever been on the wrong side of that trend, well, then it's not your best friend, but I can show you a proven system that is easy to use and doesn't require you to be a technician of the markets. Now, just as I use that system, I also use a set of leading indicators to help identify price targets. You know, where price is going to. We're going to take a look at that today. We're going to look at the A to B equals CD patterns. We'll look at Fibonacci expansions, retracements, Gartley buy, butterfly buy, sell patterns out there. And, of course, we're going to be paying attention to any kind of reversal signals that we see, Japanese candlesticks. Of course, the cornerstone to any trading or investing system is called money management. And today we'll talk about my power of 1%, something I developed over 30 years ago and something that needs to be a part of your trading system as well. I've got a newsletter service called Mastering Probability. It's out each morning by 8 o'clock. It covers the futures, the Forex, commodity, the stock markets with all the trade setups, as well as the market call as to what is going on right as of then. Now, folks, this show is all about you, and I absolutely treasure your presence here today. My outcome, as always, is to help you to become a better money master and to provide you with the tools that each of us need in order to lead an inspired life. Because leading an inspired life, folks, that's what it's all about. So let's go look at one of our tools. This is the tool I call What You See Is What You Get. Now, some of you may have envisioned Geraldine, you know, from the Flip Wilson show. What you see is what you get. And then those from a younger generation, you may think I'm talking about WYSIWYG, you know, the computer interface acronym. What you see is what you get. But what I'm really referring to is one of the, what I call the laws of life. And the question is, who is doing the seeing? Because, folks, what you see is what you get. Now, it's Christmas Eve morning, and it's an incredible day, isn't it? At least that's the way that I see it. Yet, there are 2 types of people that woke this morning. Similar conditions in life with vastly different processes or thought processes. Through one's eyes, one person said, "Good morning, God." And the other said, "Good God morning." Same words, but way different meaning. Yes, folks, what you see is what you get. We should always remember that the only thing we can control in life is the meaning we give to something. Now, here's another question. Is your glass half empty or half full? It does make a difference because what you see is what you get. And are you the type of person that believes that the universe provides you with opportunities all the time? And if you are, how do you determine which offers are sincere? Let me give you something to think about. An Eastern legend tells of a fair maiden who was offered a rare gift by the king of the land. The king presented her with a bag of pearls and promised her that she could keep the largest, most perfect pearl she could find in that bag. However, he set down these 3 conditions. Number 1, she must choose only one pearl. Number 2, she must remove one pearl at a time from the bag and either accept it or reject it. And number 3, she could not pick that pearl up again for another one. She could not pick that pearl up again for another look once it was rejected. Now, I would consider that to be quite an offer that the universe provided this young maiden. So she began taking pearls out of the bag one at a time. In the process, she held many large and perfect pearls. But she was looking for the one gem that would be just a little larger, a little bit more perfect. So she passed up many special treasures. Perfection, folks, it's the lowest standard on earth because it doesn't exist. Now, as she delved more deeply into that bag, the pearls became smaller and of poorer quality. Occasionally, she even found pebbles instead of pearls, and quite frankly, the deeper she went, the pebbles became more common. Sadly, as the story goes, she went away empty-handed. Now, let's replace those pearls with time, because we cannot go back even 2 seconds, nor can we leap forward in time. We live in the eternal moment of now. And with that being said, when now is the most important moment of your life? When? Folks, now is the most important moment of your life. It's not a philosophy, it's a fact. And those looking for that perfect pearl, for the perfect offer from the universe, are likely to miss out on what was the perfect pearl that was happening right then and there, right before them. Yes, folks, what we see is what we get. And since we live in that eternal moment of now, when now is a good time for you to let me help you understand these markets. On any time frame, folks, on any time frame, when now would be a good time to start. It's easy. Listen for the rest of the hour while I help you understand what the markets are doing at the moment. And then while you're doing that, go sign up for my newsletter service. Mastering Probability. It comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee out there. I've got 2 new nice trades in today's newsletter. Now would be a good time to go take a look at Stevie's pearls out there. Merry Christmas, folks. Let's all be safe and take our time. And remember, the best gift that you can give anyone is simply the gift of your presence. Well, as we start out the morning here, futures are up. You got the Dow futures up 11 points. They're trading at 16,249. S&P futures, they're up 1 point. They're trading at 1823.75. NASDAQ futures up 3 points out here. King dollar up 9 cents. It's trading at $80.71. You've got Goldilocks trading up $4.50. It's trading at $12.0150. Silver's up 3 pennies. Light sweet crude up 14 cents. Trading out at $99.05. Our call-in number is 877 927-6648. If you give us a call, folks, we'll be happy to take a look at your stock chart, anything you want, answer whatever question you've got. Let's start off by taking a look at the futures contracts here. Let's start off by taking a look at the ES Mini. You know, if I could pass along any gift to you, it would be to trade what you see, not what you think. Of course, that's a combination of 2 great books out there put together by Larry Pesvento. We're going to start by taking a look at what is it that we see. And what we see out here, if you come into last Sunday evening, this is the S&P futures contract, and there is a huge difference between trading the futures contract and just taking a look at the futures contract versus just the ETF structures, the indexes. The reason is because you miss an entire void of price. So even though, and I'm not suggesting that you go trade the futures contracts, what I am suggesting, especially if you are a technician, especially if you trade the ETFs, especially if you trade the index ETFs, go out there and get access to the futures market, so that, because this pattern here that we're going to take a look at, guess what, folks? It didn't show up on the S&P cash index. It didn't show up on the SPY. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. And that's why I want you to make sure that you've always got access to the futures market, because then you're going to fill that void of price and you'll be able to see this pattern. Now, last Sunday evening, some report, some PMI report came out of China, and the futures shot down. And where they shot down to was the 0.786 retracement of the last set of swing points. What's a swing point? It's where you see a direct change in price, a change in direction. And that took place here, the swing point low that we're measuring. And actually, there's 2 swing points, so I'll show you what those retracements were. But the one that we're looking at came in on November the 8th. The low there, 1736.50. So if you go from that swing point low to the swing point high, again, where we saw a change in polarity, a change in price, you'd be going up to the November 29th level. That November 29th high, 1812.50. From that low to that high, last Sunday's low came in at the 0.786 retracement. We use 3 levels of retracement here. I use 3 levels of retracement. They're all Fibonacci summation numbers. 0.382, .618 and .786. You got a beautiful .786 retracement, and as well, your B to C swing point. Now, any Gartley pattern, it needs to have an A to B equals CD. In this case here, this is a bi pattern, so it needed an A to B equals CD down. In this case here, our B to C swing point was a 1.618 expansion in there. That set up the ultimate pattern. The ultimate Gartley buy is that it turns into an A to B equals CD up. And that's what we have going on right now. You've got the ES Mini. It's traded 1823.50. It's 1-to-1 A to B equals CD is 1830. Folks, that's 7 points up. That's not where it's going to stop. It wants to go run to about the 1851 mark. 1851. Can it do it between now and New Year's Eve? I say it can. It absolutely can. 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks, and be safe out there if you're driving. Be right back.